All right, so next is NAS100. Here we go. Let's jump into it. So the very first thing that I do go ahead and I notice is I notice a beautiful, very, very beautiful uptrend fib. So overall, based on where we are on the higher time frame, we are on an overall uptrend. Price did come back and respect the 50%. So you guys know when it comes to market structure, 50% is good. We can kind of see the beautiful transition from an uptrend to downtrend, which how on this left hand side we took times to come up and make higher highs, higher lows, all that were used as support and resistance to maintain the overall direction of trend. And then after we broke right here, we retested, and then we really kind of initiated the downtrend sequence from right here. So because of that, I want to make sure that I'm aware of the last lower time frame market structure higher low, because literally from this downtrend is where we're going to really begin to dig deep into our analysis on where we are overall structure wise. So we came down, we came back for a retest, we came down, we came back for a retest, and then from here we began to make lower time frame data till we broke, retest, and so on and so forth. So really the part that we're really going to sink our teeth into is really around here where we kind of came and found support at the structural price point. So we'll go down to the daily time frame. Normally, a lot of supply and demand zone does kind of play a major role within this area of price. I do actually have one zone that I can, quite frank, add into the equation, and that's this one right here. Because once price kind of came around this area overall, price really kind of respected this zone from here. And you could see literally where the lowest point of structure is within this area. Let me kind of fix the details. You can see that roughly like around here in this particular area, that once we kind of made this engulfing, which I'll use this random line for right around here, which I'll make in green, it was all good for our buyers as far as for support and resistance to go long term. So you can see really around here where we kind of bottomed out and then we kind of came and really transversed in trend. This is going to kind of be the key components because based on right here on the data, I'm seeing that we really had a break of structure. Once we kind of broke past here, which is the previous market structure lower high, we broke this and then we kind of started to make uptrend sequences. So just looking at right here to right here, this was the very first uptrend. We have somewhat not sense of a 38.2 right around here, and you can see that it's just these areas that kind of matter the most. So I'm going to kind of delete my Fibonacci, and I want to kind of dig deeper into where we are data-wise, right? So I can see where we are data-wise. I can see the very, very clean movements. And really, ever since we kind of broke this overall uptrend structure right here, price has really been striving at this area to use price as support and resistance. You'll see the same zones that I drew on the higher time frame, I begin to draw on the lower time frames. And I'm really just going to use red to kind of explain them in their purest forms. You can see right here again, we have another zone right here, and price is really doing a fine job until looks like we caught a 23.6 and kind of went long term here. So that's the data that I'm going to kind of look into, because if that's the case, this is the previous market structure, and then this is the low point to where price kind of turned around. And looking at this low point, it's roughly like a near the 500 QP mark. So I want to say, just for higher time frame clarity, we could really delete this random line and really look back at the overall sense of structure, that right here at this area, we have the 750 QP in perspective right here. And then price really kind of came back and respected the 500 QP a little bit lower as the minimal point. So we can see once price kind of came into this area, respected 2 QPs, we really kind of made a strong sense of market structure. So we could see that based on here, which is the swing low, all the way to the swing high, which is all the way up here, we really came back. And on this time frame, it says that we tested 38.2, but there's a little bit more details within this area. Like there's a lot of minor pullbacks that made the major pullbacks within this area. And what I'm talking about in particular is really this area right here, where we came down from this low point and we kind of broke. There's a mini trend within here that I want to make sure that we're kind of following along, because it's these trends that are really going to kind of show us the details that we need to kind of understand structure in its purest form. So you could see the bit of the trend here, and then where we started to reject in this. Now, normally with indices, it is a lot of data, but if you're able to kind of analyze the data in a timely manner with indices, it kind of pays off a lot. So based on what I'm seeing from right here, based on this standpoint, just in this area, looking at this price action, price came and really kind of found its way with 38.2, roughly right around here. So, you know, just keeping track of where we kind of are with the structure, with the data. 38.2 for me is a market structure level, and then that would kind of explain the other moves in its entirety. That from this price point right here, going all the way up to the swing high, we came back with the golden zone, which we had amongst here, which price kind of respected, and then from this golden zone, this is where price kind of gets a little bit more, I guess, meticulous, because we're looking at the golden zone right here. Again, the data that I go ahead and see when striving and kind of just making sure, it was a lot of 23.6 action, where price is just, you know, really using a lot of support and resistance in this area to kind of dictate price. And with that support and resistance that it was really using in that area, all it is making sure that, you know, you have your supply and your demand zones kind of checked off in that range of price along with structure, to kind of ensure and make sure that you see what's kind of going on within price action within this area. You can see that price really, based on this standpoint, was really consolidating in between two areas until we kind of did something like a breakout, where you could see right here where these higher lows were being maintained, and really between the higher high and these higher lows, price is really being maintained, and then we kind of continued the trend. So I want to say really and truly from this price point right around here, we haven't really had anything as far as for structurized data goes. All of this is pretty much 23.6 kind of playing its part, even on a larger scale. So you can see like a lot of these pullbacks is this. So now this is kind of where we are on the bigger end of a trend. So I'm gonna kind of hide the higher time frame fibs, so that way they're not really relevant on these lower time frames. So this is, I feel like, the most relevant data as of this moment in time, just because of where we are with 38.2 and everything. So we have a lot of supply and demand that kind of played its course, and I feel like it's now at this time and price that we really look what's on the left hand of price, and we really kind of understand what's on the right hand of price as well, because the lower we go, the more details we're going to see. And I feel like in drawing overall structure and where you are, it'll kind of help you do a lot better of a job interpreting the market's data constructs as far as for higher high and higher low, to really indicate where you are within the trend. So the trend more so looks like this to me, to where we just kind of recently broke the lower time frame data, hence going down. So I feel like where we are overall with the analysis right now, which I'll be happily to kind of take a picture. So let me see. I wasn't supposed to do that. Okay. Picture it up, copy image, and then we'll go to Telegram. Drop this one off for you guys. So we're gonna put NAS100 daily bias. And basically just with this overall just bias, and me just kind of knowing where I am within data, I feel like it's really gonna help us kind of understand the patience that is needed when it comes to trading, especially where we are within structure. So again, what we're waiting for as of right now is we're waiting for price to kind of find its support. Now, roughly right around here where we are, we have what's called a major, roughly around here, where price can strive to act as an area of support and either continue to go either up or down, which in my opinion, price can do at this price point. So I feel like it's something that we definitely want to watch out for on the major here. Reason being is because it's a retest area, right? Price did kind of make some wicks at this price point, so let's kind of go down lower and see what we see at this area. We kind of know where we are overall on the Fibs journey here. We could see that Again, we're waiting for the pullback in motion to kind of happen, and we can see the strong uptrend continuance right now. And one thing for certain, that at this price point, you can see that price is really using as resistance, support, and then support again. So as long as buyers are able to kind of maintain this engulfing, not only that, but the rejection wicks that we made on this area, I feel like long term, we should be good to go up. Now, the only thing that I do want to say is we didn't really hit a fib level yet, but this is just really just moving off of support and resistance with price based on top-down analysis. So as we go down lower, we're seeing the same data kind of play out where, again, buyers took over, retested, and shot up. So I could say for the most part that we know where we are within price as of right now. We know that that as of right here, we have our resistance zone all the way up here to the top side, right? And we kind of know where we are. So if we could, price can mitigate to the upside from right here, I feel like we'll definitely be good. This is something that I find rather interesting. So I think I'm going to definitely be trading, at least taking somewhat out of a trade based on this analysis for this week with NAS100. So let me see. And by the way, guys, I will be testing out a new broker this week. Just to kind of make sure that, you know, I'm keeping up to date with the spreads and the market conditions on different pairs. Just kind of keep everybody in the loop. So again, we have some pretty solid rejection right here. Really looking at the analysis, kind of going down lower. Let's cut down to the 5. We can cut throughout some of the fat. We haven't quite broken the previous market structure lower high as of yet. So based on even from right here to right here, we've been kind of trending down a little bit more hard. Let me just pause it real quick. So yeah, we haven't really broken the previous market structure lower high as of yet. So I feel like that's what's really going to kind of matter when it comes down to the data and really being able to properly identify where we are within trend with the data that we see. So it's not quite bad when it comes down to it. Now here's basically my analysis portion of it, just based off of the 5 hours perspective. This is the previous market structure lower high based on where we are within price, and we currently just made a lower low, which means that price would need to come up here and then push up. Now roughly right around here, we do have something called the 250 QP, which, you know, if price can strive to get to the standstill within price from here to here, we'll be going up long term. So let's kind of just take our time and kind of go down lower from here to see where we are within the details of price. Now, one thing I can say for sure that price does have on its side is that based off this 2-hour time frame and all the details where we are within structure, that even if we are able to use so within price kind of going down right here, there's itty bitty supply and demand zones that are used as support and resistance. And especially there's one right around down here where price right around here is going to be using this area, which I'm making green, as a lower low point, that we should be using this area as some type of resistance. So even if we could break through from right here and continue to still strive up, we'll be good. Now on this time frame, the data is a tad bit more different. So again, getting above that 250 QP is really going to kind of be key. But as of right now, we are still continuing the downtrend. We haven't really gotten anything when it comes to broken data as of yet. Every data that I'm seeing based on this time frame is still maintaining, where all of these key points that touch the trend line, like this potential lower high, right? And then we clone this, and then this lower high right here is still being respected. And then most importantly, really and truly, this lower high right here in this area is still respected. So until we can kind of break really right here, I want to say the best possible buy move would be somewhere after up here, where we could kind of break this QP and kind of strive to go up. So this is going to be a move that we patiently wait for this week. Hopefully, you know, NAS100 definitely shows its hand with this move. But from right here, because we're still maintaining, I'm still seeing sells, but I am seeing buyers momentum really start to form and really start to take over. Now, based upon here, we do have a lot of lower time frame data that I can use to kind of help with the analyzing on the lower time frame of this move to see if it's definitely the move for us. Like I'm looking here at the 30 minutes and I'm starting to see a lot of support being built up right here, and price is striving to use this area as support and resistance. So even if price can still kind of use some of the data to kind of still push up and maintain, that's really what I'm going to be looking for. But based off of the data that I'm seeing, even down here on this 10-minute, that buyers are ready to transition up into the upside, which is why I'm liking the momentum I'm seeing, which is why I really think that buyers may potentially take over. So until the lower high is broken on the higher time frame, that's when I deem it as safe. But just looking at price now and just looking at these constructs, like price can still move off support or resistance anywhere within these areas and still continue to strive going upwards to the upside. So definitely something I'm really going to want to look forward to as well. But I'll say just based off of the data alone, based off of where we are, we can definitely, even start to look for somewhat not of long positions, even on this pair, because at the end of the day, the points on this pair is pretty relatively good. I feel like, longs from here on out should be kind of deemed possible. Just looking at the overall data, right? Because price is respecting on the lower time frames. I don't really find it a need to go lower because we got good bullish data kind of coming into the markets. And then really going back to the 1 hour, what matters is that price is able to push through this zone and continue. But if we melt, I feel like based off of the higher time frame, we'll keep our data and look to see if we're going to make a support here, or support anyone on these institutional levels, as long as with these zones that come from the left to the right hand side. There's a lot more zones that I can draw, but I just drew the ones that were pertinent going in the uptrend side of price based off of support and resistance. So let's just see what price does. But again, we have previous price respecting over here, so there definitely is some type of support over here. And based off of my analysis, even on this time frame, I want to say that buys should definitely be good to the long-term side. So let's just see. I'm really seeing that price should probably do something like this, to where either we respect here, or potentially we could respect here. But these all lead going up. This is my overall analysis that I am more so on the bias side. So this is going to be my overall analysis based on what I see. So this based on the data and this based off of everything that I see as of right now. This based off this current moment in price right now, I'm seeing more so buys. So I will have this uploaded for you guys to the Telegram channel. Hopefully you guys find this analysis somewhat not helping to guide you. This is not a pair that I trade often, but I am looking to definitely develop a sense of understanding even more and more how this pair moves. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope this data you're able to use this data to kind of have a profitable week. With that being said, deuces.